good afternoon and welcome to today's vlog for Tuesday the 5th of May. I hope you're all good. Hope you had a lovely weekend, nice and relaxing. Back to work today. A couple of things before I get on to my exploits today. I've mentioned this a few times before and I just want to keep mentioning it because I think it's really important and it's good for the trade. Podcast, the Courier Journals. If you haven't picked it up yet, I forgot to mention that episodes 5 and 6 are now available to listen to. You can find it on Spotify if you use that for your podcast. It is also available now on YouTube, not as anything visual. You can just listen to it, but if you haven't got Spotify, you've obviously got YouTube because you're watching me. Check it out. It's the Courier Journals. Lots of bits and pieces about the courier world, different aspects, and I think you'll find it interesting. So please give the podcast and Emma's efforts a listen. Thank you all. Had a question last week from Brendan Watkins. Thank you, Brendan. Said he obviously listens to my podcast and what my sort of daily takings are, and he asked the question: is £200 takings a day possible? Yeah, 100% it is, Brendan. I've explained this over the time. Obviously, people are joining new, every few weeks or every week or whatever. I've got certain restrictions, and they're restrictions that I am happy with. And those restrictions are, if you like, my wife. I have to drop her at the station in Colchester at 6:15 in the morning, which I do. And I also pick her up from the station in the evening, normally around about anything between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. It's not as big an issue as much in the evening. She can get the bus home, but it obviously takes a lot longer, and if the buses aren't really working, she can get a cab, but obviously that's, can be quite expensive. Those restrictions sort of play with what I want to work with in terms of time and distance. I think also, I've mentioned before, I'm 62, I don't have a mortgage. My pension that I've already taken, that I put into over the years as a taxi driver. I don't have any children to worry about. It's all very, very straightforward. So I'm not chasing loads and loads of money. So therefore, because of my restrictions, whilst I start early in the morning, I don't do those jobs that I could perhaps load this afternoon to deliver, say, in Reading, 3.5 hours away for 7 o'clock the next morning, leaving my house at 4:30. James at Freddie Fletcher does that. Dave at Anvil Courier Collective does that. Saintsman does that. I don't. So there's a restriction there for me. And I think I've come to learn over time doing this. Less is more. I think I'll probably earn more money than going to places like I went Hereford the other week. Yeah, I get a couple of £100 and a bit more, but I don't get anything back, and it becomes a very, very long day, and it's not really what I want to do. If I could start the business, if I was 32 and starting out this business, a whole different ball game. I'd probably buy myself an extra long wheelbase van. I'd probably fit a Hatcher bed, which is one of those fold down beds that go in the headboard behind you. I'd have a night heater, I'd have my little cooking utensils, and I'd tramp out in the van, and I would take all sorts of long jobs up to Scotland, Wales, Cornwall, might even get the relevant qualifications and do a bit of European. It would be a whole different ball game. I'd earn a lot more money, obviously a lot more expenses, but it's not for me. So what I do is just sort of give you a brief synopsis of how I find work in the Essex, Suffolk, Kent, London areas. But yeah, definitely you can earn more than £200, and I'm sure most of you do, and of course get your own customers as well, and that helps that process. Last thing before I go, a bit of bad news. I've got myself 3 points and a speeding ticket. Yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed. I'm a little bit annoyed at myself, I suppose, because I knew I was doing it. But I'm also a little bit annoyed at how I've got caught. Let me explain. I've been done for doing 58 miles per hour, which wouldn't be too bad, except it's on a it was a single carriageway with a 60 mile an hour speed limit, but I'm sitting there following the cars doing 58, which obviously they're quite legally allowed to do. I'm not. 50 is my limit. And the mobile police camera sitting out the back of a van, sitting in a lay-by, has done me. I saw the police van. I suppose, yes, I did know I was doing 58 in a 60, but maybe I thought they wouldn't be as petty as to do me for it. But they have, and I have to take my punishment. I did a speed awareness course about a year and a half ago, again for a heinous crime of doing 23 miles per hour on the highway in London when the speed limit is 20. So I've lost my chance to do that, so I have to take the penalty of £100 and 3 penalty points. Just annoying, really. Yeah, okay, I'm doing 58. I know speed limits for vans are less, but come on, you know, I'm sitting there keeping up with all the other traffic. Yeah, okay, perhaps if I don't 50, then everyone else behind me will get pissed off. Some will overtake me and have a head-on collision, which is a lot worse, isn't it? But there we go. I'm just trying to redeem myself. But yeah, slap on the back, or slap on the back of the hand, I should say. Yeah, be careful out there, guys and girls, because I never thought those vans would be doing you for that type of infringement, but they obviously are. So just be careful. If you're in a 60 and you're in a van, do 50. You know the score. Right, on to today. I did win myself a job to start with on Friday afternoon. It was an okay-ish start to the day. It was a job from Witham, which is about half an hour from where I am, 25 minutes or so from Colchester, for 7:30 this morning. So a nice good start from me. It's going down to Sevenoaks in Kent, small wheelbase job, 71 miles. I put a price of £80 on it. I would have preferred a little bit more, but it's actually a shipper that does post quite a lot of jobs, and I've never actually worked for them. What I was mentioning earlier about jobs picking up in the afternoon for delivery the next morning, that's normally their jobs, and I can't always do it because I can't get to the destination for delivery time, and I won't take anything on if I know I can't do it. But in this case, it was pick up this morning. Got on site at 7:10. It was one small pallet and half a dozen boxes, and I was away at 7:20. Decent run down to Sevenoaks. It was in the middle of nowhere outside of Sevenoaks to meet an engineer on a site. Got there at 5 to 9, and I was empty by 9:05, and the engineer was quite happy to take the little pallet as well, so that was all good. Well, I got myself a coffee, parked up looking for that second job. Took 45 minutes before there wasn't a lot about, but obviously 9 o'clock in the morning, it's still fairly early, especially after a bank holiday. Nothing was coming up very close to me. It was all going to be 30-minute drive away, so I had to make a decision. Do I sort of look for jobs or take jobs that are 30 minutes further away in Kent, or do I take something that's 30 minutes going back towards home in Essex? And I went for the former. There was a job came up from Staplehurst. There was quite a few jobs coming up from this area this morning. That was going to Barking in East London, which was the one I fancied. I was 30, well, it said 35 minutes away on the CX. Reality, once I got the job, I was 45 minutes away. But not a great issue, I suppose. I got there at 10:30. It was a small wheelbase job, going 43 miles. I bid £60. So for a second job of the day, I was quite okay with that. I thought that gets me into Barking just before lunch, which hopefully will be a decent area to get that third job of the day. So he got on site for 10:30, was away for 10:45. No delays really getting there. Dover Tunnel was behaving itself. Got there at 11:50. It was quite a large site, and I just went to what I thought was going to be the goods in, and they asked me to take it round to another part of the site, just round the. It wasn't an issue, and I was all done and off site by 12:15. Time for some lunch, which I did. Parked myself up in Barking. There wasn't a lot about. There was a job that did come up straight away from Barking, 2 minutes from where I was. My gut told me not to take it. It was alcohol. They did say it was going to be on pallets. They did say it would be forked on and forked off. It was 1 tonne of alcohol, so it's probably going to be certainly 2 if not 3 pallets. going to Northwest 10, Willesden, around the North Circular. My gut, if your gut tells you don't do it, then probably don't do it. I didn't think I was going to get an awful lot of money for this. I think that was probably going to be a £60 job, which I think, considering it's a ton of alcohol, is probably too cheap. But it's how the alcohol is wrapped onto the pallet. I've done these jobs before where I don't think they're sufficiently wrapped. Yes, I'm going to scrap the pallets, but it's alcohol, it's easily damageable. So I went with my gut, decided not to do it. There was a small job coming up from Hornchurch, 35 minutes away, going to Rayleigh for a small wheelbase. That was 27 miles. I bid a really low, minimum £40 on it, because I just thought it wouldn't be too bad a job. It's sort of taking me home-ish, but I didn't get that. Sat around there till 2:15, nothing had come up. I did what seems to be my normal thing now of deleting the CX app and reinstalling it to see if it makes any difference, because again, I really find I'm getting hardly any jobs less than 30 minutes away from me, and this might become an issue I do need to take up with the CX. I've mentioned that their advice is to reinstall it. I think also someone else mentioned that their advice was to use your laptop rather than the mobile phone, but I don't really want to bring a laptop out with me and then start sitting there with a laptop in the van and getting internet on that. I think the mobile app, for the money we pay, should be doing the job, but I'm going to keep an eye on that, and if necessary I'll raise a ticket with the CX. So we're now at 3:15. I've decided to make my way home, see if anything came up. It hasn't yet, but because it is Tuesday after a bank holiday, so should we expect it to be busy? I don't know, but it probably looks like now I'll make my way home. But we'll see. Something might appear in Colchester. It has before. A little job to Clacton or something coming back down to Chelmsford. I'll take it if I can get another £40–50. Tomorrow I'm not working. I'm having a day off. I've got a builder coming in just to look at something in the house tomorrow. He's not sure what time in the morning he's going to come. So I'm going to take tomorrow off rather than sort of waiting for him to turn up, do what he's got to do, and then rushing out the door. I think I can't be bothered. I'm going to take the day off. I'm making my way through my to-do list. I've actually only got 2 jobs on my to-do list to do. One of it's quite a big job, and I think it's quite an important job, but I'm going to talk about that on Thursday. So it's not courier related, but I think it's really, really important. So that will be my topic for Thursday. Hopefully everything will go okay, and I'll be back in the van on Thursday and making lots of money. In the meantime, I hope you've had a good one. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll talk Thursday. All the best. Cheers, Paul.